If you have aches and pains in your elbows when you curl your arm like this, then you need to try these two movements. Hey there, my name's Coach Tyler from WeShape, where our goal is to help you feel better in your body. And when you have aches and pains inside your elbows, it can be miserable. Every time you pick something up and curl your arm up like this, ooh, a little bit of ache inside those elbows. But the reality is you don't have to live your life this way. Oftentimes, people's aches and pains inside their elbows is because they have weakness in the internal and external rotation of their wrists. And today, I'm gonna show you two different movements that you can try to build strength and flexibility in that internal and external rotation of your wrist to help support your elbows and make them feel amazing. Let's dive right in. Okay, the first movement we're gonna do is a self-resisted exercise. What that means is you're gonna have one hand that's creating the resistance while the other hand does the work. So in this case, I'm gonna use my left hand that's gonna do the work and my right hand that's gonna create the resistance. You're gonna make a nice tight fist by rolling the fingers up and then crossing the thumb across the knuckles like this. This should feel pretty comfortable, okay? From there, you're gonna take your opposite hand while this palm stays towards the sky. You're gonna grab onto the knuckles like this. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rotate this hand towards the ground like this, and I'm gonna fight it with this hand, creating resistance. So it looks like this, hand on top. I'm gonna rotate that hand towards the ground, slowly creating resistance. And you're gonna feel the muscles inside the forearms and the elbow specifically performing this motion. Now, once the palm is toward the ground, you still got your hand on top of this knuckle and you're going to turn your palm back toward the sky, but this time you're going to resist the opposite direction. Okay, so it looks like this. The hand's here, we're gonna turn the palm toward the sky, and I'm gonna get resistance the opposite direction. So what you're gonna do is go back and forth like this. So palm towards the ground, resist that way, pause. Palm toward the sky, resist that way, pause. Repeat the process, slow and controlled, providing enough resistance to start feeling a pump inside your forearm within about 30 to 60 seconds. Now, one thing that's really important to note is don't provide so much resistance that you trigger the aches and pains in your elbows. You should be doing only the amount of resistance that feels comfortable on your elbows. So be patient with yourself because you're gonna build strength slow and controlled, but it will happen faster than you think if you're consistent with this movement. Now what you're gonna wanna do is somewhere in the neighborhood of around 60 to 90 seconds on the left side, and then make sure you balance your body out by repeating the process on the opposite side. Again, making a nice fist, curling the fingers, thumb across the top, bringing the hand over the top, bringing your palm towards the ground while you create resistance, pausing, creating resistance the other way, bring your palm towards the sky while you create resistance. Now this is an amazing movement that you can do anytime, anywhere, but be consistent with it so you start building the strength and flexibility you need in the internal and external rotation of your arms to help strengthen those elbows. I got one more move for you. Let's dive into that one next. Okay, for this next movement, you're gonna need a washcloth or a small hand towel that you're gonna roll up like this. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab onto that washcloth with one hand, grab onto it real close together with the opposite hand like this, okay? So we're holding this nice and tight. Now you're gonna imagine that this towel has a ton of water in it, and your goal is to wring out every single last drop of water, alternating sides. So what it looks like is this. On this first repetition, I'm gonna take my right hand here and I'm gonna drive my palm towards the ground while I lift my knuckles toward the sky on the other hand, and I'm gonna rotate everything all at the same time. And I'm gonna slowly return to the start position. I'm gonna choke up on the towel if I can, and I'm gonna do the opposite. This hand goes toward the ground, these knuckles go toward the sky, and I'm gonna rotate, squeezing that towel as much as possible. Now you're gonna go slow and controlled, pausing at the beginning of each rep to choke up on the washcloth, and rotate back and forth, okay? So again, we're building that extension here mixed with rotation and the flexion here mixed with rotation, okay? The more we work on these muscles, the more all those little muscles that stabilize the wrists and stabilize the elbows will grow in strength and flexibility, which will make your elbows feel so much better. All right, so make sure you give this one a shot after you do the self-assisted rotations that we just practiced. Okay, now that you have these two movements in your arsenal to be able to strengthen your wrists and make your elbows feel better, how do you put it together into a routine that will actually build the strength you need to make your elbows feel amazing? Well, I recommend coming back and doing these two movements at least once per day for around 60 to 90 seconds each. So it'll be 60 to 90 seconds on this side, 60 to 90 seconds on this side, and then 60 to 90 seconds of the towel twists, alternating sides each time. So this is gonna take you anywhere between like 3 to 4.5 minutes. But if you invest in yourself and come back and do this consistently, even just for a few weeks, you're gonna build a lot of strength and flexibility in these muscles, and it's gonna make your wrists, your forearms, and especially your elbows feel so much better. So make sure you're consistent, come back often, and do these 2 moves to make those elbows feel amazing. Oh, and one more thing. Making your elbows feel amazing is great, but making your whole body feel amazing is even better. That's what we do at WeShape. So if you want to get a customized workout designed just for you, go ahead and click the link below, take our free quiz, and we'll build you a home workout that's going to make your body feel amazing. See you there.